That's the background music that we're looking for.
Jake the Psyduck cheered. X100. Again, thanks for the fun on the 18-hour stream. 3.
Of course. Thank you so much. Yeah, as I said on my Instagram post, I posted a big post on Instagram with all of the results for Saturday's stream, our top 100. In fact, I posted our top 20, and in that captions, I made sure to have a really big like thanks in there, and I truly meant all of it. You guys are the reason I'm able to do ridiculous streams like that, and the fact that you guys are so down to do insane things like that, and also like I mean it when I say that was without a doubt the most difficult thing that I've ever done on Twitch, and I mean that by leaps and bounds. Like, it's not like, oh, it was just, I mean, it was only an hour longer than our next longest stream. So that was our longest stream. 18.5 hours is our longest stream to date. But it was only by like an hour. And I originally was expecting it to maybe go higher than that. I mean, as you can see, my title for the stream was 20+ hour stream. I was fully anticipating we might go longer than 20 hours. I had no idea, however, how difficult that stream was going to be. Just vocally. It was absolutely insane, and I would never have been able to do that a year ago, like with the theater shows that I was doing. It would just never have been possible. And a big part of what made that stream possible in the first place was you guys, genuinely. I genuinely think it would have been a million times more difficult if I had to do that alone. If I had to sit here and even if we were getting the subs from people, but the chat was entirely quiet, it would have been such a difficult stream, and a huge part of why that stream was, why I was even able to get through that stream was you guys, genuinely. And I think even 2 months ago, I don't think we would have been able to do that. I think we've managed to grow back to such a comfortable point with having like a solid a chatting base and a like, obviously we've managed to somehow get to a point where we have enough contributing supporters as well that we're able to do a stream like that, and I'm just endlessly grateful. Yeah, so Saturday was absolutely crazy, and I'm so grateful we were able to do Saturday at all, and I'm very grateful that there was a part of me when we got to like 80 songs, I was like, oh shit, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Not because of subs or contribution, because I knew that there were people in the chat who were just being insane and just like contributing, and I had 1 or 2 people in the chat tell me that it didn't matter how long it took me. It didn't matter how long it took me, that we were going to make it all the way. And there was a point at like 80 songs in where I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to vocally make it all the way. And I am so glad that we managed to actually do that, because I'll never attempt that again. I'm pretty confident, not in that format at least. If we do it again, it'll be a very different type of stream. But to do a lone man stream like that and do 100 songs in a single sitting, I mean, we worked it out about 75 songs deep, and we were doing a song every 11 minutes at the time. So I imagine by the end we were doing about a song every 12 minutes. That is crazy. To keep up with that vocally is absolutely insane, and I'm very, look, part of me is impressed with myself, but there's another part of me that understands how actually stupid that stream was for my vocal health. But luckily I'm in a position where I am able to take the time that I need to recover, and that I can come on here and still hang out with you guys as a chatting stream, or we can do something else, or that type of thing. And I'm luckily in the position where I can still do that, and because of the incredible contributions that people were making in that stream, I can afford to take a few days off and afford to put my voice at risk like that. Again, it was incredibly difficult. I won't say that I have like I definitely I didn't push myself to the point where I was doing like permanent damage or anything like that. I definitely would have stopped myself before that point, but it was getting there. I think if we had to do, I genuinely think if we had to do another 10 or 15 songs after that point, it would have been too much. I wouldn't have been able to keep going. Yeah. So I don't know if I'll ever do a 100 song stream like that ever again. In fact, I say I don't know. The answer is I know. I know I'm not going to do that ever again. So those of you who were there, congrats. You saw the one time I was going to attempt that in that situation. I don't know. It's weird because the reason I did that in the first place was I was looking at our past year and what I wanted to do for our Hammys celebration stream, and I only 99 songs next time. Yeah. That's way more. That's far more reasonable. I wouldn't do 100 again, but 99 that we might be able to get by. Yeah. I sing 99 red balloons 99 times. That one. How about oh no, don't give me ideas. Don't give me any ideas. Stop it. Yeah, no, I don't know. Don't clip it. What was I saying? I'm never doing that again. So that's what I was saying. Yeah, it was absolutely insane. I mean, there's like I say, there's a lot that one can do to make that more manageable, and maybe if it gets to the point where I'm able to actually get enough streamers to like be on the stream as guests, that it makes that number genuinely easier to achieve, then I could possibly think about doing that. But setting myself a goal of 100 songs and having me sing 100 songs in one sitting is just not going to happen again. Not unless we do like a 3-day stream type of situation where I'm taking hours upon hours of breaks in between songs. It's just not a decent idea. Just curious, we be singing this stream or just chatting, which is fine. I just wanted to ask. We are just chatting today. My voice is still recovering. I don't know if you could tell, but yeah, voice is still recovering. I did try some singing today, and I think it's just gonna be better to not, because I know how I am, and clearly after Saturday, you all know how I am too. If I start singing, I'm just gonna have a singing stream, and it's gonna take me a lot longer to recover. So I would much rather hang out and have a just chatting stream, and then on Thursday we can hopefully have a more regular stream, even if it is a bit more, even if it is on the chill side. But it's a banger. Why did this happen? If you want the duck song redeem, share your ducks in chat. Why? And then you guys all started spamming duck songs. You all started spamming the duck emote, and like I was busy changing into the king emote. Ridiculous. You guys are insane. It is a derailing part. Yeah, that is what happens. Like this. I really expected this to come way sooner. Way sooner. I don't know how I over-anticipated, I don't know how I underestimated the difficulty of the channel points as much as I did. I really didn't think. I was sitting there yesterday. I say yesterday. I was sitting there the day before this stream. Looking at the channel point challenge, the community challenge, and trying to figure out like what was the right amount. And I went back and forth between 30,000 channel points and 40,000 channel points. And it was telling me that with 30,000 channel points, we would need 15 people to contribute the max of 2,000. And in the past, I had set the channel points to 20,000. Like in the past, like a long time ago, I had set it to 20,000, and it was finished literally before I started singing. This was, I don't know, I can't remember what stream this was for, but it was for one of our other theme streams. And it was finished before I even started singing, which was like 20 minutes. It took 20 to 30 minutes for us to finish a 20,000 channel point community challenge. So I was like, okay, well, let's set that challenge a little higher. Let's set it to like 30,000. And then I was like, well, 30,000 is only 5 more people. So yeah, exactly. It's 10 people with 2K. So 30,000 is only 5 more people to get there. And I was like, you know what? I don't want it to only be 5 more people. So why don't we set it to 40K? And then I realized that in the past, I had always overestimated how difficult it was going to be. Hey, Linda, good to see you. Nice to have you in. I'd always overestimated how difficult it was going to be and ended up having it done in like 20 minutes. So my thoughts were that if I set it, twice as high as last time, if I set it twice as high as last time, then it should take about 2 to 3 times longer, right? And in the past, again, remember, it took me like 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes to break that channel point goal of 20,000. So I'm here thinking, okay, well, I was fully ready for, not fully ready. I wasn't ready for this to be done in 3 hours. I fully anticipated that it would be. I was fully under the impression that we would finish the King Kalden channel point redemption in the space of 3 hours, 100%, because this song only made it into, I don't think I even told anyone. This song only got 2 plays in that year. This song technically only placed like 86th for the whole of our 2023 April to 2024 April. So I was expecting and in a way hoping for it to land in that first section of songs. I was planning on having that channel point be broken in the first 3 hours when we were doing the first batch of songs, those first 14 songs. We would do this costume and then it would be like a cool, exciting thing at the start of the stream to get people excited. And then we'd have those other costume changes along the way. And look, luckily it worked out pretty well. That it like landed at a good spot. My biggest concern was really that it was going to happen in the middle of one of my other costume changes. That I was going to be in the disco outfit or in the rock and roll outfit, and then you guys were going to complete it. And it just so worked out, I believe it just so worked out that, yes, we were back into casual. We were back into casual before we did before you guys broke that goal. Yeah. We were back into casual before breaking that goal, which in the end, this worked out fantastically. I was really, really happy where this ended up placing. And honestly, it was fun. I mean, I think it was really fun having it be like, like a challenge that you guys had to like actually like fight to get through. And I'm in the end glad that it wasn't in the middle of a 3-hour stream, because if it was a 3-hour like theme stream like we usually do with our costume changes and stuff like that, then I think we wouldn't have maybe been able to reach it. Or maybe we would have been more motivated to reach it than we would have. But yeah, it worked out really, really well. More water. Thank you for the hydrate, Jake. Appreciate that. Cheers. Make sure you guys are drinking water as well. My brain's like, remember to drink water as well, because you guys have been sitting here for 10 hours already, and it's only been an hour of stream. So yeah, the whole stream was great. Thank you so much, Linda. I'm really happy with how it played out. I'm really, really happy with how it played out. like I say, I do think it's going to be a bit of a different situation in terms of trying to make a YouTube video out of it. That I do want to add more of a narrative perspective onto it, because it was incredibly difficult. It was truly an incredibly difficult stream. Again, I might not have necessarily shown how difficult it was, but that's entirely because of you guys and because of how awesome you guys were in the chat and being able to be there for, and so many of you guys hanging out for so long and coming back to the stream over and over again and just being so motivational and like excited and happy to be there was just such a great like booster as well. So I was just super grateful to have you guys be in that stream the way you guys were. And that's what truly made it possible for me to even get through in the first place and get through in a happy way. By the end, I mean, I very quickly realized that this type of stream, it technically doesn't make a lot of sense, you know? And yeah. And Linda, I wouldn't even say that it was difficult because of how long it was. I mean, I will definitely say our previous stream that went 17 and a half hours, that stream was way easier. Way easier. And I will say that I again, like, don't get me wrong here, I had a lot of fun this stream. It was a very fun stream, but there was a point at which it became difficult. It became like, and I was having fun through that difficulty, and that's why I could keep going. But there was a point where it was incredibly difficult, and I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to make it all the way through. That I wasn't actually going to be able to finish the stream. And the only thing that made it difficult was the fact that I had to do 100 songs. The vocal challenge on top of a stream like this was the only thing truly that made it difficult. Doing a 17 and a half hour stream, doing an 18-hour stream, and even doing a longer stream, I don't think the hours is what made it difficult, because energy-wise, I was feeling great. Energy hours, I really think I could have gone to 20, potentially more than 20 hours. But once my voice started packing up and saying, hey, thanks, that's enough for me, that was when it really started becoming like marathon-esque, where it was like now I'm actively and constantly conscious about the level of tired that my voice is at, so much so that every song that I'm singing, I am actively thinking about how I'm singing it. You know what I mean? As I'm going, the last 15 to 20 songs were starting to get really difficult. And by the time we hit the top like 7 or the top 5 songs, I was in a point where I was understanding what my voice was capable of, and it became a little bit easier again right at the end. But there really was a point at which it was really difficult. So much so that like I was saying, was that I think for that previous, like that 1,000-mile stream, I genuinely think overall I had a better time completing that stream and getting the whole way through it, because it wasn't. And look, again, there's a time and space for something being difficult and having to push through it on stream, but. And luckily, like I say, this was a level to which I was capable of. And like I say, if we had to do another 15 songs, I don't think I would have been able to complete it. And if my voice was half as tired as it was going into that stream, it would have been too difficult. But we did make it through, and that's, at the end of the day, something that I'm very proud of, and very proud to be able to say that we did that, even though I think a lot of people won't necessarily understand just how difficult this playing 100 songs in a single sitting can be, especially if you're not necessarily a vocalist. The point is that I'm very happy that I managed to do it, and it is something that we will always have on our timeline, and we will always be able to say that we managed to do 100 songs in a single sitting. And I am pretty confident saying that I I don't think I will ever do a 100 song stream that is less than 24 hours. I think if we were to do another version of this, that it would have to go on for at least another day, and I would have to make an active effort to spread songs out very wide. And even if it's twice, that's the tough part about this, is even if it's twice as long, I'm still doing a song every 20 minutes, which is taxing on the voice because you don't get a large break in there, you know? So yeah. Can we all agree that Kalden never wear that duck rooster mask again? I don't need those nightmares, lol. That was certainly something. That was certainly something. This costume was not intentional. I went to the same costume store as I went to last year for last year's Hammys, and they had a duck head that was made out of this plastic like this. They had a duck head like this, and then I got a jacket and an over jacket for it, which were fantastic, and I absolutely loved that outfit. And then I went there the day before this stream, went through to the costume store, and I asked the lady, hey, do you have a duck head thing? Mask. A duck head, like plastic mask thing. And I'm asking her this. Please, just get this image. I am asking her this while I am holding a hanger with a hamburger on it, right? I've got a hanger with a hamburger on it. I've got a pair of pink glasses, and I've got the red king cape hanging in my hands. And I am asking her for a plastic duck mask that I know they had. I told them that I know they had because I got it from them last year. And she's looking at me like, what on earth could you possibly need a burger overshirt, a king's cape, pink glasses, and a duck head for? And she's looking at this going like, maybe you can get something else? And I'm saying to her, oh, no, don't worry. These are all for different things. I'm also saying, no, don't worry. It has nothing to do with this. So this lady is standing there trying to think about how I'm going to use all of these different costumes in a single event that I need these for today. And also, I need a duck head that I had from them a year ago that I know they used to have. And I am now coming back for. So I don't know what was going on in that lady's head, but she walks away. She walks away and says she'll see if she can find one, and then she'll find me in the store and tell me if they have it. And I keep walking through the store, and she comes to me. She says, "Sorry, they don't have one." And I can only imagine what was going through that lady's head when I then proceeded to pull out this thing and give it to them at the till. So yeah, this was not intentional, but this is as close to a duck as I could get. There was quite literally no other duck mask or paraphernalia at all, which is so crazy. It must be that in the past year someone stole it or tore it or something, but they didn't remember it at all, because the lady that she asked as well had no idea, because someone walked past me. One of the workers walked past me while I was like staring around trying to clearly look for a specific thing, and she asked me if I needed something, and I was like, no, don't worry, I asked someone else, I'm just looking for like a duck head thing, and she was also like blank of confusion. So another costume shop. It's the same costume shop. I could obviously go and find another one, but this one's pretty close to where I am, and I assumed they had it, you know what I mean? So yeah. I can only imagine what was going through that lady's head when I then asked them to do this. They did, I will tell you, they had one of those, like, you know those like huge heads? Those huge ones that like usually go on like, what are they called? Mascots? Like mascot heads? They had mascot heads they had one huge one that had like this giant orange bill on it. And I think it was also technically supposed to be an eagle, but it was a lot closer to a duck than this horrendous thing was. It was a lot closer to a duck than this horrendous thing was. And then I asked her how much it was to rent that out. And she said that headpiece alone was, I now need to translate this to dollars for you guys. That headpiece alone was $70. I think it was something like that to rent the headpiece alone. I think it was, yeah, it probably works out to like $60 probably. I can work it out to be sure, but it was 900 South African rands. So 990 ZAR to US dollars. Oh, $53. So not that much. Not that much, but $53 to rent out just that headpiece alone. At this point, because without that, I had already spent upwards of $40 on renting. Yeah. In the end, I spent about $40 on renting those costumes. So hiring out just that head itself would have literally doubled what I spent. So I was like, you know what, maybe one day in the future where we're doing subathons where a single sub equals 1 minute, we can think about doing that. But for now, that is most certainly out of the budget range. I would have liked to. I don't know why. I don't know how they can charge that much. All I can think is that maybe it comes with the rest of the costume. She didn't say that. I just said how much for the big heads. And she looked at the other person and said, how much for these? And the lady went, $990 rand, so $50. And yeah, so I was like, okay, don't worry about it. Don't even stress. But yeah, so I don't know. Maybe next time I'll see if I can find some like better costumes for this stuff. But I thought the costumes were pretty good this year around. I didn't want to go too. That was about to be very ironic. I was about to say I didn't want to go too ham with it. Maybe try Temu next time. I'm a little worried about getting overseas costumes. I would like to buy some of these costumes. The burger costume is honestly one that I should just own, considering the theme of the stream, like our overall theme. Like I should just have a burger costume like that at the ready all the time. I really should. But the rest of them, I just don't know that I would use that much. Like the wigs I can make use of, which is cool. Owning the wigs is great because I can use them for lots of different things. But full-on costumes, buying full-on costumes like that is a bit much. 990 rands is 80 Australian dollars. Yeah, actually is a bit much. Yeah, it's a bit much. Hey Bigfoot, good to see you. How you doing? Hello Kalden and chat, hope all is well. I'm doing good. Doing very good. We're having a chat about our stream on Saturday, our big crazy 18.5-hour stream. And yeah, a bit about other stuff as well. We're not singing today because my voice is still recovering from that. But yeah, long story short, I couldn't do any better than this. I could not do any better than this. And I did think this was funny. There is a level of like, this is at that point where it goes from being wrong to ridiculous. And that is a place I like to find myself in. You know what I mean? Like if it was a duck's head, but it was like a black duck or a green duck, then it would have been like, then that would have like bothered me. You know what I mean? Then it would have been like, that's too close without being the right thing. And this is close enough, but far away enough that everyone knows what it's supposed to be, but that it's clearly an incredibly unhinged version of what it should be. You know what I mean? And that's where I think this is the perfect, like, space between. I will tell you, however, that this mask sucks ass. This mask is terrible. It's so bad. The only holes for breathing are a hole here and another one on the other side, as well as a small slit here, which is most of the time closed, as well as one on the other side. And the closing on the bottom of this mask is, hold on. I didn't want to show you I have them in case you guys make me put them on again. But this mask is so terrible. I don't know how to explain it to you because it feels like there's more than enough space in here. You know what I mean? It feels like there's more than enough space, but the only breathing holes are literally through these tiny, look, this is tiny. These holes are tiny. And then two more on the bottom, which are also minute. And it's made so that it doesn't, the bottom of the mask only makes it this far down. The bottom of the mask doesn't come all the way over. It stops here if you level it out. If it's leveled out correctly, the beak and the bottom of the mask are too like shallow. It just goes beak straight to end of mask, you know? So like you end up having to have this mask here. Whereas last year, the duck costume we had last year had a much bigger space and I could actually do an entire song with it. I was actually pretty frustrated with this mask while we were performing because it made it very difficult to just leave on. It would constantly fall down and sit like flat against, it would like sit flat against my mouth, which was incredibly irritating. And then if you put it all the way over, then your chin would sit right over here and block any air coming through the bottom. So you would only be able to breathe through the four tiny holes in the head, which was incredibly frustrating. And obviously you couldn't see out of it at all either. So it was a bit rough, but it was funny. I thought it was funny. I think it like played the role that it needed to, and I'm happy with it. Unhinged sounds about right for this chat. Exactly. We are sort of on that unhinged level. He still has them. I do still have them. I can get a duck costume sent to you if you want. How on earth are you going to do that, Bigfoot? Nice. It was a banger of a stream though. So much fun. Thanks, Bigfoot. Yeah, it was a very fun stream. It was horrible but funny. Yeah, I know. I really enjoy that level because there's not many times where I can get chat to you know what I mean? Like there's often with chat, it's like, if I want to do something that they dislike, they will find it within themselves to enjoy it. And this was a level of ridiculous that I think made you guys actually uncomfortable, which I was honestly quite happy about, to be honest. So, but I just couldn't wear this. It was so uncomfortable, and I couldn't see anything, which is fine. I mean, not seeing anything's fine, but this was a pretty tough mask to wear. Yeah, it was fun though. It was, like I say, properly unhinged. I was enjoying it, says RJ. I guess we do that enough to you. Exactly. Yeah. It was funny. Good. I can send it to your sister or when I come down to visit the homies in March 2025, lol. I mean, yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't know that I really need a duck costume. You know what I mean? I think our days of the duck song are really over, and that I think we've all grown past that now, especially after what we experienced in that stream. So I don't really think we necessarily have a need for a duck costume anymore. I think we're sort of, we've all matured a lot since Saturday, and since what we had to go through on that stream. I really think everyone is over it now. I had a lot of fun though. I did have a lot of fun. Imagine if it wasn't a redeem. I don't wanna even think about that. You mean if you could just request it for free? Oh my gosh, that would just be. I don't even want to think about that. You think that this is Twitch chat? We never grow up. Maybe Twitch is the real Neverland. Maybe Twitch is the true Neverland. Yeah, I mean, there was when I started working out how we were going to do the Hammys this year, because last year we did a really cool Hammys. I think last year was a really cool Hammys. Which, by the way, go check out the YouTube live channel, as in Kalden Live. Go check out Kalden Live if you want to see our last year's Hammy Award show. Last year's Hammys was very much an actual award show, which I really enjoyed, and I enjoyed putting together. But I also had a lot more, ironically, I had a lot more time on my hands during the day to be able to actually work all of that out. And my original plan, because we did it last year, my original plan was to do another award show. I don't know, what did you guys think about the award show system last year as compared to what we've done this year? Again, not even necessarily compared, just what did you think about the award show type thing? Because comparing it to this year is not necessary, because we're never going to do this again. So we're never going to do a stream like we did this year again. I had originally planned on doing an award show, but then looking back on what we did last year, I very much realized that our April 23 to April 24 year was a very cool streams, like event themed streams. We did the dancing streams, so those could have, for sure, the dance, like the choreography learning streams could have been on there, but I don't think we did any other theme streams that year. So the only things we could have done were like a couple streams we did this year, as well as like 1 or 2 streams we did this year, which would have been the Valentine's stream and maybe the Amy stream. And I don't think we had anything else before that. So it wouldn't have really been possible to do like a best stream vote either. So it was clearly to me not going to be possible to do another award show to the extent that we did last year. So I wanted to find like a different way to celebrate the songs that we'd requested this year, and playing through our top songs was like in fact, that wasn't even the first option that came to my mind. The first thing that came to my mind, and you're gonna, I don't know. The first thing that came to my mind for this year was playing through our entire song list, from least played to most played. Or not even. It was just play through the entire song list. And I literally had thought so much about that I was calculating. That's why I started my calculations. The first calculations I was doing was all, you'll see here, that says 167 songs. So I took 11 streams that we did this year, the past 11 streams that we did, checked how long they were and how many songs we got to do them, and then calculated the average songs per hour, which was 585. And then I checked how long would it take us to do the entire song list, 167 songs. And it worked out that if we did a song every like 11 minutes, that it would take us 29 hours to get through the whole song list. And I was like, holy shit, that is long. And at that point, I wasn't even considering my vocal stamina. At that point, I was just thinking about the concept at all. And I mean, at this point, I still thought the stream was going to be on the 24th of May, which was, I guess, only a week earlier than it ended up being. I think I had originally planned on it to be sooner, but I don't think I had no, I didn't have like a setup for it yet, no. So it would have taken us 29 hours to do that. And then I was like, oh, how can we possibly do 167 songs in 24 hours? Maybe we make it a 24-hour stream. And then I was like, oh, we could do 7 songs an hour, which is a song every 8 minutes. And yeah, 1 song every 8 minutes. I literally wrote that down. 1 song every, you can't see it, but 1 song every 8 minutes. And it says on the top there, to achieve 24 hours. And I'm very glad that I, somewhere along the line, realized that that was a dumb idea. And ironically, I don't think I realized it was a dumb idea because of how difficult that would be, but rather I realized it was a dumb idea because I thought the number 100 sounded cooler. I was like, no, it'll be way cooler if we do top 100. Top 100 songs, you know what I mean? It's like, that'll be way sicker if we do the top 100. It just sounds better, you know what I mean? So I decided to go with that, which I then worked out how long that was going to be, and based on my calculations, that would have taken 17 hours, excluding like the probably 20-30 minutes it would take me to open the stream and breaks in between. So based off of a song every 10 minutes, it would take us 17 hours. And that seemed a lot more realistic to me. And I sort of decided that was what I was gonna, how I decided that was what I was gonna go for. And then I was trying to work out how many subs or how many minutes it was going to take per sub. I didn't want to make it too high. I didn't want to make it a sub every 2 minutes, because that would have required, I think, 500 subs to get through is what I worked out. Yeah, it would have taken about 500 subs if we did a sub every 2 minutes. So I instead looked at like how much subs would be a difficult challenge for how many subs would be an achievement for me to reach and would make me feel comfortable with putting that much time and energy into a stream like that, and worked backwards from there. And it just worked out that 5 minutes per sub was a really good way of calculating that. I think Kalden has been hanging around this chat for too long. I think so too. I mean, this is what I'm glad like to do. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy the idea of having this type of ridiculous thing. I was also considering doing like sub rewards, where it was like if you did gift a sub or you subbed, then we would, I don't know, like we did in the past, where you either spin a wheel or you get like a certain type of redeem. Like part of me was thinking you could have like a speeded up redeem or a slow it down redeem, or potentially, I think like I said in the stream, like a free skip, and then whoever subs or gifts subs would be able to choose to skip songs. But I know that if we got to the end of the stream and we did 94 songs or 90 songs, I would have been very upset. Because if we got to like 90 songs, I would have been at the point where vocally it would have been clearly a bad idea for me to ever do that again, and I would have realized how difficult it was, and I would also have not reached 100. And I'm very glad that I didn't go through that, because reaching 100 was insane enough that I can be very happy with reaching that, and being able to say I did 100 songs in less than 19 hours is insane. So I'm super happy to be able to say that. And I'm glad I didn't go through with the free skip thing. I also realized a lot closer to the time that I was happy with making that decision, because to have to stop and do something for a subscriber every time they dropped a sub, and with the amount of subs we were getting and the amount of potential sub gifters, I was realizing that that would have also taken up a lot of time that we would have had to sacrifice for playing songs, and it would have made that take a lot longer. It's more that you thought of the craziness factor over your capabilities. Yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, this stream was exactly that. And I'm just glad that it, honestly, I actually think I got lucky. I think I got lucky. I mean, I know I'm a very capable vocalist and that my stamina is incredible compared to, I'll say that. I think that my stamina as a vocalist is really high compared to the average vocalist, at least. And that comes from doing 5 nights a week for 6 years in a rock and roll theater tribute company. You know, I don't think you build that stamina anywhere else. I mean, unless you're on Broadway, you know what I mean? So I think I'm very lucky that my stamina is very strong. And I think I got very lucky. I think I got very lucky that the 100 songs was within reach, and that I just managed to actually get through it. Because truly, by the top 5, I mean, okay, by the top 20, I didn't know that I would be able to complete it at all. And as I went through, I realized we were getting closer and closer, and that I would be capable of just making it there, which helped me mentally a bit. And again, you guys were all so amazing. And for some reason, we got like huge raids right at the end of our stream, which I was a bit sad about, honestly, because I couldn't take proper advantage of them because we were at the end of our stream and I was in such low energy, and to explain what we were doing every single time while you guys were also so excited for what we were doing, it was sort of a situation where I would have preferred to, what I think I should have done, which is very much what I did do, was almost, you know, thank the raiders and move on. Because it was also such a pinnacle for the already there audience that to make everyone wait another 5-10 minutes while I thanked a raid and explained everything over again for like multiple times every 5 or 10 minutes was not something that I wanted to do. I really wanted to make that last top 5 flow and be like, we're getting there, we're at the end, we're doing it. This is, you know, it becomes more of an award show type situation right at the end, which is really what I wanted. I'm not saying that I'm upset that they raided. I'm saying that I'm sad that I couldn't take more advantage of those raids. Having, like, if they were a little earlier, I would have been able to take proper advantage of those. And somehow we just managed to get raids right in the pinnacle of the stream where I sort of had to be in a flow state to end things off, you know. I'm sure they understood. I'm sure they did too. I'm sure they did too. Hey RJ, welcome back. So yeah, I think I got very lucky that that my voice made it all the way. I think looking back, that there was a very big risk that I would have had to stop around 80 songs. And I'm very glad that not only were we able to make it all the way and we had the support to do it through the subs, but also my vocal stamina was able to push through. I'm not saying it was the most healthy decision that I ever made, but I'm glad that we got through it. That's what I am grateful for. I don't think I'll ever do that again though. So that was a one-time thing. Definitely not that way, not like that. What are 4 hours? And I am very glad that I liked the number 100 more than the number 167. And that's where I say I think I got lucky, because I don't really think that I was fully considering my vocal stamina. I think I sort of assumed I would be able to make it. And I genuinely think that if I had considered doing this like 2 years ago, if my voice was 2 years younger, that I would have really suffered and that I would have not been able to make it the whole way through. And that's why I say I think I'm lucky, is I didn't calculate how, there's no way to calculate how your voice, how much stamina your voice is going to make it through. But funnily enough, now I do. I now know exactly how my voice works. 50 songs deep, it starts getting a little tired. 80 songs deep, I need to stop. 80 songs, it's like you are going to start hurting yourself. The next 20 are possible, but it's going to take me days to recover. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. 50 is like, this is you gotta, like, this is where it's healthy. At 50, it's like, that's where it's healthy to stop. You know what I mean? 80 songs is the limit, got it? No. 50 songs. 50 songs is the limit. 50 songs is the healthy limit. Yeah. I think there's potential to do, countdown streams like this in the future. Like for the next Hammys, there's potential to do countdown streams like this, but they won't be as long as this. They definitely won't be 100 songs or anywhere near that. I think there's a potential to do like a top 25 stream as a fun side stream attached to the award show or something like that. Like maybe one can do a top 25 stream and then stop at the top 5, which I think would be cruel and absolutely perfect for the idea. You do the top 25 in a stream and then stop at the top 5 and say the top 5 will be announced in the award show, which is in 2 days time or on the weekend or something like that. And have it be like a build up to the actual stream. You know what I mean? When you count the raid songs, it's more than 100. Yeah, sure. If you count the raid songs, but the raid songs were like, you know, it's like a verse. It's like not even a quarter of a song. Like they're very short. True, we had like 5 to 7 raids, so roughly 105 songs, 30 seconds. Yeah, so we could probably say it was technically 102 songs if you really wanna give the raid songs any attention, then sure. Hold on, let me get some more water quick. More like 101? Yeah, exactly. So it's not even that much. The community challenge was part of it. That song, the community challenge was part of the 100. That wasn't an extra song. I don't know if you were here when I said, but I think you were here. You'll Be Back was played 2 times that year, so it was only in the lower 86. So I was originally planning on that challenge being done in 3 hours, and somehow it took 12 hours and 22 minutes. Yeah. So what I did was we had, I can show you now because I'm less scared that you will see something that you're not meant to see. I did this. So what I did was I went through the entire history of our requests, and I went from because they show the dates, and I checked where was April the 14th in our history, and I copy and pasted all of them into a Word document. And then I went through that Word document using the search function, which also tells you how many instances of those words are in the Word document. So if you type in counting sheep, it says 1 of 4, which means you know it was in the history 4 times. And you got to be a little careful here and there, like with some songs where, I don't know, like with the word you or something like that. Like if it's Y-O-U, then it'll tell you it's one of 7, but some of those are from you'll be back. You know what I mean? So you gotta then go through those and separate which ones are which. So I did that for literally every single song in the song list. I went and, well, yeah, it's just these two pages. But I went through that and did that for every single song in the song list and wrote down how many times all of them got played as I went through them. 3 pages. Yes, sure. 3 pages. And so I did that, and then I went and wrote them all out in order from most played to least played. So I was like, okay, Darling got 19 plays, so it's number 1. Love Struck got 18. Talking Louder got 14. Duck Song got 14. And then I went, okay, I went back to here and I went 13, any 13s, 1 song with 13, 2 songs with 13, wrote them down. 12s, any 12s, no 12s. Okay, 11s, wrote them down. And did that for all of them until I had an exact order of most played to least played. And obviously a bunch of them are ties. So I was literally saying this is number 1 because I got 19, 18, 14 is tied with 3, 13, 11 tied with 7, 10 tied, 11 tied. And then you got bigger groups that were tied as they went along. As they went along, more of them got like tied in these big groups of certain amounts. Could you not print it out every year and calculate the difference? How do you mean calculate what difference? Just make sure it's alphabetically sorted when printed. Yes, you could. You could do that. You could do that. I will say this takes a while, but I do enjoy doing it. It doesn't this doesn't break my brain so much. It is like a pretty zen thing. You like sit down and you go into like charting mode where you're putting the numbers in, and because I don't do that often in my day-to-day, I don't mind it. Like, it doesn't bother me, and I'm happy that it is like incredibly accurate. You know what I mean? Last year, example 22, this year 44, the difference is 22, so 22 times played. Yeah, I mean, maybe what I'll do is I'll go through and put these into an Excel spreadsheet and see if I can start, keeping track in a way that is more efficient like that. So it is probably a good idea. If I get some spare time, maybe I'll pop these in an Excel spreadsheet like that. But yeah, so the way it worked out was that because so many of them were getting tied, this was like 86th place. So everything after 86th place was in a tied position, all the way up to here. They all had the same amount of plays, which was 2. That last batch of plays all had 22 plays. So I either had to do 115 songs on the day, or I had to pick the bottom ones. And I decided to, instead of doing 115 songs, to rather pick the best 14, which I think worked out anyway. I think it worked out anyway to rather choose the best ones, because they were the least played songs in the top 100. So I don't think anyone was necessarily like gonna be super upset if we missed some of them. So like some songs that are stream. Bigfoot, thank you. Phil sings a song every 15 minutes, lol. Yeah, I do a song every... Oh, you're joking with him. See, I think I literally worked it out. It was... Okay, I'm gonna show you a little bit. It took me a lot working out. So what we did was we were celebrating our 3-year anniversary, and so what we did was we were playing our top 100 songs of the year. And to do that, I literally went through our streamer song list history and put all of them in a Word document, and then used the search function on the Word document to find out exactly how many times we had played every single song in our stream on our song list. At which point I arranged them in the top 100, and we played through those songs from least played all the way to most played, along with some costume changes and shenanigans along the way. 100 songs, one every 12 minutes for 18 hours and 45 minutes straight, was the most difficult thing I have ever done on Twitch. And honestly, hopefully the most difficult thing I will ever have done will ever do on, you know what I mean? It was by 80 songs deep, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get my voice through the whole thing. Because why would you start with the song list, which includes the times played? See, the song list includes how many times it's been played, but we've been streaming for 3 years. So if it makes you feel any better, I did start by going from the most played songs of all time to the least played songs of all time. But I quickly realized that as we were going through, I started in fact with original songs. I started with originals all the way down, which gave us some of our top songs. Then I went from most played of all time through. But I quickly realized that some of these songs were getting played 0 times or 2 times or 1 time. And that even as I went deeper into the song list, some of these songs, which were way past the most played, were getting 6 plays. So I simply had no other choice. And here, all the way at the end of the list, we're getting 5 plays compared to the 1, 2, and even down all the way down at the bottom, Call Me Al, which was one of our least played songs in terms of the all-time plays, was getting 6 plays, which put it all the way into joint 19, all the way into joint 19th place out of 100. So I quickly realized I was going to have to do the whole song list anyway, which was fine. Harder than singing 500 miles for 500 minutes, way harder than singing 500 miles for 500 minutes, and way harder than singing 1,000 miles for 1,000 minutes. Those streams were piece of cake compared. By 50 songs in, I was like, my voice is starting to feel rough, and I can feel it. And I pride myself on having really good vocal stamina. Apparently I can go for 100 songs in a row and not have to worry with very few breaks. So, not the healthiest thing I've ever done. Certainly the most difficult stream I've ever done, but that is what we're here for. We do shenanigans. We are here for ridiculous things, and if you are keen to join some ridiculous, what we call shenanigansers on our stream, drop a follow. Don't forget to drop a follow. We recently hit 3,432 followers, and maybe you can help us get to 3,500. We are on our way there. Yeah, I think. But yeah, so we do lots of ridiculous things on the channel, like wear costumes that are sometimes not the most flattering of costumes, to be 100% honest. But it's good times. It's good times, you know. We're out here having fun always. And yeah, this is from our celebration stream that we did on Saturday. It was lots of fun. I had lots of fun. I will say I had lots of fun, and the support from chat was just incredible. And I could never have done it with a chat I could never have done it without a chat as amazing as you guys. So I'm truly grateful for you guys. How long? Burger, hell yeah, Hell yeah, Lampros, burger. Can we get some burgers in the chat? Can we get some burgers? I didn't want to say it. I don't want to say it, but I didn't want to have to be the one to say it. But Lampros is right. Burger. I mean, if not burger, why not burger? And if burger, then obviously burger. And I'm sorry. I'm going to take it a little bit of a step further here. But maybe, burger. I hate to be controversial. I hate it. I hate to be controversial. But maybe burger. What do you mean? Those were so flattering? This one especially. This one. Honestly, I didn't mind this. I think in another life, if I just had an afro in the 70s, I totally didn't mind this. I actually thought this was a pretty sick outfit. And I might have to start putting this on my regular outfit thing. I mean, I already wear this shirt. I own this shirt. I bought it at a thrift store, and it's one of my favorites. In fact, it's one of Kyla's favorites too. So, but I definitely don't wear it with those glasses and an afro. Come on, you love the controversy. I don't know what you're talking about, Larius. I couldn't possibly. The audacity. I love that one. I'm glad. Retro outfits and hair was spot on. Very fabulous. Thank you. I think the challenge that comes with doing 100 songs like that and doing them from least played to most played is that personally, it's not, the way I see it, it's not super effective if you want to highlight those last songs. I was struggling because right at the end was when I had done 95 songs in a single sitting and my voice was incredibly tired by that point. And then I had to do our top 5, which is like, oh my gosh, these are our top 5 songs. These are your favorite songs from our 3rd year of Twitch, which means these are the ones that we want to give it our all. And my voice is so like pop by that point. Flat in English is so flat by that point that I really struggled to give it as much energy as I could. And that was something that I was sort of sad about. But I think it went well anyway. I think we gave it the energy it needed to, and that it was a good stream with the right amount of energy. I just genuinely think that I won't ever do a stream like that again, which I think is also good for Twitch. You know what I mean? It provides like a rarity to that stream, and there will always be chatters who are at that stream who can say, oh my gosh, you had to be there and it was insane and we did 100 songs in one stream one time, so you'll be fine type of thing. You know what I mean? And so yeah, I think I'm incredibly happy with how the stream went. I'm incredibly happy with how the stream went. OMG, you had to be there.